see what. Check it. There we go. Oh, that's all right. Sorry.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference for Great Britain. If I could ask you to raise your hand when you would like a question and state who your question is directed to. Who would like the first question, please? Matt?
Maybe Cam and Jack for this one. I just wondered if you guys had watched Novak play in the ATP finals, how impressed you were by his level and how much of a threat he poses to the team.
Okay. You go. I mean, I watch him play most weeks, it seems. But yeah, definitely seen him play at the O2 finals. Played an incredible level. I think most of the guys he was playing against were amazing too. Obviously top 8 in the world. And yeah, he's obviously a real amazing player, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, and he's definitely going to be a tough challenge this week. But I think the whole team's ready to face Serbia, and we're ready to compete our hardest and see what happens.
Yeah, I think along the lines of what Jack said, and it's extremely impressive what he's been able to do at such a consistent level with the top guys in the world. And yeah, I think it's an interesting one. You know, Davis Cup, there's a lot of hype, a lot of fans, and it's a different kind of pressure. So I think for us, I think it's going to work in our favour, and we love it. It's been a long ride this year, and we've got a great team. We're all ready to compete.
Jack, do you think you'll be playing Laszlo Djere tomorrow? And if so, have you ever kind of come across him or practiced? I don't think there's a head-to-head, but do you know much about him prior to this?
No, I think obviously they have Djere, Kecmanovic, I think Krajinovic is here as well, so all three of those guys are amazing players. I think top 50, 60 in the world. I don't know who I'll face, but it's definitely going to be a tough match whoever I play, and I haven't played Djere before, but Kecmanovic I've played this year, but any one of them obviously is a really tough challenge, so going to have to be ready to compete for every ball.
Next question over here.
As for Leon, I just want to know about with Dan Evans, of course, and then Andy, unfortunately, not being able to make it, and then obviously with alternatives, just like to know your thoughts on that and that blow to some extent, at least for the team.
Yeah, so obviously Dan's one happened a few weeks ago, so we had time to get over that. It was a blow. You know, he's been with us in Colombia right at the start of this year, and obviously, you know, played a huge role in what happened in Manchester, singles and doubles. You know, but Andy was much more recent. You know, and obviously he's gutted. I'm sure any of you guys that have spoken to him in the interim period will know that. You know, it's been good for us because we have got much better depth across the team in recent years. You know, when you have everyone that's there, you can, you know, have some thoughts of what might be the good matchups, or, you know, who's playing the best form at that particular time. With that said, you know, I said this to the guys the other night. I think there's some upsides to how it's now formed. You know, first of all, we've got amazing players that have come in. You know, we've got, can't see where he is, Joe, who came in, who's just obviously won US Open, Tour Finals. It's amazing to have that. And then obviously asked Liam to come in as well, really last minute, who's done brilliantly this year, reached top 100 for the first time. You know, wind the clock back, if we'd had a couple of withdrawals 5-10 years ago, it wouldn't have looked like that. So it's credit to all these guys that are playing at such a high level, and for them to join Neal, Jack, Cam. You know, we've got a great team. And the upside to it as well is everyone knows where they stand. You know, there's no ambiguity around who might play or waiting tapping the shoulder for me to say that you're in, you're not in. There's none of that. And I think that can work in our favour as well.
Question for Joe. How much does it mean to you to be back in this team, and how much would you look forward to playing Novak in doubles if it comes to that?
Yeah, I love being part of this team. I love playing team events, and obviously playing for your country is the highest kind of biggest stage you can do that. So I always, I've always said I'm available to play and want to play whenever I can. So obviously I'm happy to be in the team and looking forward to playing. And yeah, I think if we play against Novak, it'll be a huge challenge. Obviously, he doesn't play that much doubles, but I mean he's probably the best player ever to hold a tennis racket. So yeah, it's going to be very tough. So yeah, I think we're ready and we're looking forward to it.
Rob over here.
Two questions for Cameron, please. Just talk about the challenge of facing Novak Djokovic over the professional tennis net. And as a second question, how was the final of the Rugby World Cup? We noticed you on telly in Paris. Just talk about that as well, please.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, and I think no better way to kind of been preparing to play Novak, for since Vienna, and it took a bit of rest to get ready for this, and yeah, it's going to be really tough, but I can go out, fight for every point, and embrace the atmosphere. It's going to be an amazing stage. First time playing here in Malaga, so I'm excited, and yeah, the Rugby World Cup was really good as well. It was a disappointing ending.
Liam, I just want to ask you, can you tell us a bit about where you were, what you were doing when you got the call? It's obviously a big deal for you, and Leon's kind of said there's no ambiguity about who's playing, so I'm wondering what you think your biggest role in this team is, and what you're kind of focusing on working with the team this week.
Yeah, I was in France. I was in Calais playing some club matches. So I mean, I'm glad I've been keeping my eye in at least, in case the worst happens. It's not like I've taken 10 days off. So no, I mean, it's always a privilege to be at Davis Cup, never mind play it. So I think you've got to take the chance whenever you can. I think even, for the guys here this week hitting, Stu and Billy, they're absolutely loving it. And, the coaching staff and everybody else behind the scenes is some of the best in the world. So it's just good to be able to get on court with them and sort of draw knowledge from them and see how all these guys, work away from the court as well.
One for Cam. Last time you played Novak, it was quite a spicy encounter. Just wondering, looking back in hindsight, do you think that helped or hindered you, and what sort of mental mindset would be taken in to play him again?
Yeah, I mean, when you watch him play, and he kind of, when the crowd's against him, I think he really likes that. So, I mean, he played a really solid match, and he was too good for me on that day. And yeah, I'm gonna go and be myself, and give it everything, and take it to him. Just like I said, huge privilege to play against him, compete against him, especially in Davis Cup. I've played him in a few big matches already, so I can't wait. It's a huge challenge, and I think we're all ready to play Serbia, and we're excited to get out there. And I think at the end of the day, he's just another player, and I want to go run for everything and give it everything, and good challenge.
Hi everyone, Ubaldo Scanagata from ubitennis.com. I'd like to know from Skupski and Salisbury in particular what they think about those players who are not specialists in doubles. I mean, you are the greatest doubles specialist, but you may have to play Djokovic, and Djokovic almost never plays doubles. What is the difference to play a player who doesn't play so often the doubles, and what could happen again if you beat Serbia? You have to play Italy, and maybe Italy will put on court Sinner, who also is not a doubles specialist. What is the difference?
Yeah, first of all, I mean, Italy have still got to play the Netherlands. That's very difficult for them to get through still. But yeah, like you said, playing singles guys, they obviously don't play too many doubles matches. But yeah, we train doubles day in, day out. So we're a bit quicker on the net than the singles guys. But yeah, they can hit the ball they hit the ball a lot better than us from the back, the returns especially. But yeah, we're just going to have to try and play on our terms, take time away from them. And yeah, me and Joe, we've played together before in the past. I think we played at a very good level. But yeah, we're looking forward to it, whoever they put out. They've got 5 guys, 5 different combinations. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's a different challenge. But I think we're kind of used to it. We play a lot of tournaments throughout the year where we play against the singles guys who are playing doubles. And yeah, obviously it's a little bit different than playing against the doubles specialists. But yeah, obviously they're great players, and a lot of them play really, really good doubles as well as singles. So yeah, it's a slightly different challenge, but yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough one nonetheless.
Last 3 questions, Tamani, Simon, Greg.
Hi, I guess the singles players. This is kind of the leftiest group of singles players you can really come across. Novak mentioned that they haven't really played against many lefties recently, and they even struggled to find a lefty hitting partner. Just wondering if you like that and if it gives any sort of advantage or help.
First? There you go. I think being a lefty is always an advantage. And you know, we've obviously got a team of them. It also maybe works against us as well because we're playing righties and we've kind of hit with each other. But we've obviously got Billy Harris and Stuart Parker who've come in and been great to hit with. So yeah, we're getting plenty of righty practice, but being a lefty is always a good advantage. So I'm glad that there's a few of us amongst us this week.
Yeah, I think Novak's played a few lefties in his career, and he's in decent form at the moment as well. So I think he's probably, doesn't matter if there's a lefty there or not. I think he's ready to play. Even we watched him practice, he was playing great. So yeah, I think it's always, like Jack said, a bit of a challenge to play against a lefty, and yeah, it is what it is.
Last 2, Simon and Craig.
Cam, when Mike and I spoke to you just before Paris, you said that you were taking some time off and you couldn't actually remember the last time that you'd done that. So I wanted to ask how it was, what you did, how your body responded, whether it was a bit of a freak out, not being on the tour when the tour was going on.
Yeah, it was a much needed rest, and it was really nice. Just chilled and went for some walks, went to the beach a little bit, and yeah, I was just more excited to be back and back in practice hitting the ball, and really pumped to be back doing that, and I think it was much needed for the body too, and definitely feeling more rested, and I try to prioritize this event over Paris, and it's like I said, great way to finish the year. So yeah, much needed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this week.
Finally, Craig.
Cam, you just used the word challenge about coming up against Novak. What is the biggest challenge of playing against him? What is it like playing against him?
Yeah, I think he makes the court very small. I think that's his biggest weapon, and you feel like you really need to overplay in certain times. So I think it's important to play within yourself, and it's going to be tough, you know. And I think, especially, I believe his serve is pretty underrated, and I watched in tour finals, he was hitting the spots against Sinner. It was the first set and a half was a different level. So you're going to have to play a lot on your own serve and be ready to try to take it to him on his serve. And I think when you're kind of in control of the point, try not to rush it too much, and always be ready to play another ball, and the ball's always coming back. So yeah, I'm gonna have run a lot more than usual probably, and yeah, he makes it very difficult for the other guy, and he almost likes moving and being in defense. So yeah, I'm ready for him. I played him a few times, so it's like you said, huge challenge.